Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. This is Kara with FollowYourArrowTarot, and I will be doing the February 2019 general reading for the sign of Sagittarius. Today I'll be using the normal Rider-Waite tarot deck for the general reading. I will be using also the Romance Angels Oracle cards since it is February. Of course, Valentine's Day is around the corner, and my general readings for this month will be more centered on love, relationships, relationships in general, family, friends as well could pop in there, but looking more towards the romantic side of things for this month. But again, it's a general reading, so if anything else should pop up, I will speak to that as well. And then clarification cards or kind of like guiding cards for the overall reading for the signs. I will be using Rebecca Campbell's. Sorry if I'm pronouncing that incorrectly. Work Your Light Oracle Tarot deck. Just got this not too long ago. Really excited to use it. The artwork by Danielle Noel is really beautiful. So really excited to use those as well. It's got, you know, the roses, the pastel looking colors. So just in the colors of, you know, the pinks and reds and purples for the month of February. All right. So as I'm shuffling the deck, let's start talking about the intuitive reading for the sign of Sagittarius. So, word to the wise, for those of you who like to prepare, we will be going into another Mercury retrograde here coming shortly, beginning around March 5th through March 28th. All the planets right now are direct, so it's a really good time to make decisions and changes and all that good stuff right now, because we all know when Mercury retrograde comes, not a good time to do those, and it always seems like we have some things going berserk and crazy around retrograde. So just keep that in mind, that if you're really Sagittarians are looking to make changes or make decisions, now's the time to make them before Mercury goes retrograde. I'm recording this on the 11th of February, so it's not quite 11/11 yet, but happy 11th day of February. Full moon, February 19th, so also keep that in mind. All right, so when I was meditating and reading up on your sign, Sagittarius, this is going to be a dynamic month for you. For all of us Sagittarius, Jupiter, which is our ruling planet, is in our sign right now. So it's a really good time for us when it comes to luck and success and prosperity. However, I do feel some energy of some Sagittarians. We're not quite out of that 2018 funk. We're not quite out of that last several year, you know, slump for some of us. We're trying to figure things out for this new season or new, how would I word it? New season of our lifetime, or our, you know, our soul's journey in this reincarnation, in this lifetime, if that makes sense. We're on a new segment, and it's kind of that confusing segment. It's kind of the vibe I was getting. And something kept telling me is to remember that the glass is always full. A lot of people always say, oh, you know, the glass is always half full. You know, how do you see it? And a lot of people say, oh, it's half full or it's half empty. But if you really think about it, in states of matter, glass is always full, whether it's full to the top or it's empty. Because, you know, there are 3 states of matter. Some will argue there are more, but solid, liquid, gas. So if you have a cup filled with a liquid It may appear empty, it may appear full, but you're not taking into consideration the other state of matter of the gases, air, which will always fill that cup, even though you can't see it. So that was kind of like something that came across to me, is Sagittarians need to start seeing the glass is always full. It's not half empty, it's not half full, it's always full. It's just our 3D world and the way we see things in 3D. Our human selves always want to see something, be able to measure it. It's there or it's not. In reality, the spiritual world, our soul's journey, is a lot like the air that fills the entire cup. And just kind of like, believing in things, your spirituality or your religion or what have you. Just because you can't see it doesn't mean it doesn't exist. So for Sagittarians, just know that, your spiritual realm is on your side. And just because you can't see things doesn't mean they don't exist. Just because you can't see things unfolding the way your 3D self is interpreting it doesn't mean that higher beings or the person that you believe in or whatever it may be isn't working behind the scenes for your greater good. This month, February, I really feel like January for most Sagittarians, we were really trying to transition with the new energy coming into the new year. But I feel starting in February, Sagittarians are really like, okay, what am I going to do this year? What am I going to do? You feel like you got to start making plans. You got to start making some changes. And you're trying to figure it out. So I really feel like February is going to be a pretty productive time for you. And I also think that you're going to start challenging your thoughts of your spiritual self versus your real world self. And I feel for a lot of us Sagittarians, we just tend to be one of the signs in the zodiac that's really into critical thinking and learning and trying to understand our purpose. And, we look up information or watch videos or read books about, trying to seek the answer about the universe and the world, even though we may never get there in this lifetime. Sagittarians have a really good, deep set spiritual sense of self, and I feel a lot of times for most of us, it's very separate from. It's very intrinsic. It's very private. It's very singular. Compared to our 3D self, our real world self, if you want to call it that. And sometimes I feel as though Sagittarians can feel like you're wearing two different personas, or you feel like you're wearing two different masks. And it's like when you're really home by yourself, you really feel like you're your authentic self. But then when you go out in the world, it's almost kind of like along with putting on our coat and our hat and our purse or whatever you put on at the beginning of the day to go to work. I feel like sometimes Sagittarians can feel like we're a little bit phony in the sense of like we're walking out into the 3D world and we have to play this part, almost mechanical, and it's not very comfortable to us, but we do what we have to do. But I really feel like this season, as I was saying earlier, is a season of really challenging and changing our belief system and how that's going to look in our 3D world and our spiritual self, and how that comes together in determining what our passion and our life path is for the remainder of our soul's journey. Deep, I know, Sagittarius, but I know out of all the signs you'll get it. Another thing to keep in mind, Sagittarius, is as you believe, so you must act. Let me say that one more time. As you believe, so you must act. So February, you really need to start concentrating, like I said, being productive. And the things that you start believing, let them be out. Let them be true for yourself. Let them manifest. And be yourself. Be your soul self. And act upon that. Forget the real world. Forget the mask. Forget the act. Forget the phoniness. Start living your soul's life and purpose the way you see it. And there's no wrong answer. We're always afraid to make a mistake. But the funny thing is we were made just the way we're supposed to be and are destined destiny is laid out the way it's supposed to be, and the choices we make are never wrong. And if they feel wrong and if they feel like they're tough, it's only because it was a lesson that you pre-picked to make. So yeah, so Sagittarians, this year is going to be a really deep year for enlightenment. Getting into like the planetary alignments for this month, Sagittarius. The beginning of the month, we start off with squaring Mars and Aries in our 5th house of children, good fortune, and creativity, to Pluto and Capricorn in our 2nd house of money and resources. So Sagittarians are really starting to think, you know, the need for pleasure and happiness in life and what that means to them, and you're really going to start to kind of weed through what are the things that really make you happy, and you're going to want to do more of that, or the things that you know will make you happy, and you're going to start to invest time in figuring out what that is, or looking into it, making it happen. But you're also going to spend some time weeding out the things that don't make you happy anymore. And I think maybe in previous time, Sagittarians were maybe, you know, we have big hearts, even though we're tough and we're fiery. And you may have tried things for a very long time, or tried to make things work, or tried to please your significant other or your family members or what have you. But now you're getting to this new season, like I was saying, this new, if you want to call it like the new decade of your soul's journey. And the vibe I'm getting is kind of like the swords of cutting shit out, excuse my French, of your life that no longer serve your purpose and that don't bring you joy and happiness and pleasure. So at the beginning of the month, you're really starting to think of, you know what, why am I even doing that? Or why am I with that person? Towards the beginning to the middle of the month, Sagittarius, Venus will be in your home sign of Sagittarius, our home sign of Sagittarius, to Uranus in our 5th house. So there's going to be a lot of personal things going on with you this month, and you're going to feel creative, but you're going to also feel this rebellion side, this thrill-seeking, this innovation, new thoughts. I'm thinking of the wands in your mind. So this month I feel you're going to be in your mind, but things are going to be quick, and you're going to be like piecing everything together. And you're kind of like in your own way. And you're just like, you know what? For the longest time I've taken into account of what everyone's saying, but no, it's me, my life. And you're going to start to be like, F what you say. Okay? You're going to be a little rebellion. People are going to say, this is how things be. Or, you know, you're going to talk about politics, or you're going to talk about your career life, or you're going to talk to your friends or your family about something going on in your life, and they're going to start giving you their own advice, and you're just going to be looking at them like they've been telling you this for a long time, or they've been saying things, and you're looking at them like, nope, that's not me. That's not for me. Nope. And like I said, fast. And it's going to rub people wrong, and you're going to rebel a little bit. You might seclude yourself from people. You might be like, you know what? I ain't about that, and just totally cut things off. And so, you know, most people would say be careful of that, Sagittarius, but I also feel like it's like meant to be like you really need to, rightfully so, put people in your place. If people haven't been treating you right or listening to you, you know, time is of the essence to be like, no more, right? And they're going to be like, oh my God, you're so mean, Sagittarius, you know? Oh my God, your words hurt, which they can, because we know how we are. However, sometimes people need to hear them, and they need to not be so sensitive, you know? Sometimes they need that fire energy to be like, oh, that's what's up. So it's okay to do that this month, but just know, don't take it too far, because, you know, we all know, Sagittarius, you can put a bunch of stuff out of your mouth, and then you can actually insert your foot and really screw things up. So just be careful, be cognizant of the things you're saying and how far you're willing to go. Venus will also square with Chiron and Pisces in the 4th house of home and family. And so this is what I was really feeling about Sagittarius this month, is lots of old issues are going to come up. Not necessarily like new ones going on, but all these old wounds And I feel like they're from not the recent past, but like long ago. Like if it's a relationship, you've been there for a while. We're talking like over 5 years issues that you've worked on and you've cemented them and you've pushed them down and you've tried not to let them come back up, but damn it, you know, karma will make them come back up. Karma will make them come back up. Those kind of popped out. Or things from your childhood regarding your family. Just old wounds that Sagittarius, because you try to be so strong, you just throw them away into all the little deep crevices in your soul. Because you want to be tough, you want to be fiery, you want to be like that emperor, that empress, and be large and in charge. But you know what? We got to do a lot of healing and growth this year, Sagittarius, and it is coming, so be prepared. February 4th, we have a new moon in Aquarius in our 3rd house of communication of mind. So like I said, you're going to be having tons of stuff in your mind. So Sagittarius, if you have sleepless nights, if you can't sleep well, if you're dreaming a lot, if you're daydreaming a lot, if you can't really focus at work, or if you're with your significant other and they tell you, I feel like you're not listening to me, you're in your mind this month. And your communications is what's important. So yeah, people are going to say things to you this month, and it's always good to listen. But Sagittarius, I really feel like your throat chakra, like you really need to get your truth out, and it's really important to you right now, and it's coming really quick. Around the 12th or 13th, Mars will be in Aries in your 5th house, conjoining with Uranus in Aries. So you're really coming into originality. You're being really defiant right now. Because you're making these breakthroughs that are disrupting the way you feel and you think, and your spiritual self and your career self and your home and your values, and you're trying to piece it all together and figure out how the hell it works. And so it's kind of like that ride at the fair. Gosh, I remember as a teenager, and it'd make you sick. It was like a diamond shape, and you'd sit on the gravitron, maybe. If you know what it's called, write it down below. But it just goes, and then you're stuck to the wall, and then you feel sick afterwards. It's kind of like that's what's going on in your brain right now, and you're trying to figure it all out, and it's going really quick, and you feel paralyzed and like you can't move. The energy is thick, Sagittarius, I'm telling you. But at the same time, you have this feeling of childlike. So like, I feel like a lot of your wounds are coming from your childhood. But be prepared to work this month in your mind, your heart, your spirit, your soul, your career. You're going to be working this month. You're going to be recovering wisdom. And it's really important for you, Sagittarius. Around the 18th and the 19th, Venus will be in Capricorn, conjoining with Saturn in Capricorn as well in your 2nd house. So meeting of the minds, conclusion, agreements, finality in relationships. So I really feel like you're gonna cut shit out this month, Sagittarius. If you're in a relationship and you haven't been happy, you're gonna start to voice it, and you're gonna start, I need X, Y, and Z, or nah. Or bye-bye. If you want to stay, we need to do this. Or at your job, hey, you know, you're due for your raise. They only want to give you 2%. Nah, I've been here for this long. I do this. Like, no, 7 or 10, that's it. Or I'm gone. Like, you're really in your life, you're starting to see your value and how people could be mistreating that. You're also coming to conclusions this month. So things that may have been hidden are coming to light, and they're finally, and if they've already come to light, you're coming to a conclusion, maybe some agreements with a spouse or a loved one regarding things. And for some of you, finality, I feel like you're going to be cutting a lot of stuff, and I feel for Sagittarius, I'm really sorry, but for a lot of you, I'm just getting the feeling like Valentine's Day this month really puts things in perspective about love for you, Sagittarius. And I feel like for most of you, general reading, but the vibe that I'm getting is I'm not getting that sign of, oh my gosh, it's Valentine's Day, let's decorate with hearts and loves and pink and flower. Like, no, I feel Sagittarians are really like, okay, Valentine's Day again, here we go again. Okay, so what would my spouse or significant other have done? Like, you know, here's another Valentine's Day. Like, Is our relationship going good? Like, should I even, like, you're really critical of love. It almost feels like your anxiety about Valentine's Day in a sense of, you're really looking through. You're not looking at it as the 3D world of Valentine's Day and candy and kisses and roses and chocolate. Like, no. February and Valentine's Day to you is really looking at love and what it means, and is it what it's supposed to be in your life? Like, you're that higher self thinking about it, whereas everybody's like down here, 3D world of like in the window, ooh, we just don't play like that. You know what I mean? It's the season of elimination, long, deep season of learning and growth right now. So Sagittarius, the energy is quick. It is involved. It is dense. It is, there's lots going on. You're having to weed out things. Very deep, productive energy. All right, let's get into Sagittarius. General reading for February 2019. I feel like that intuitive reading almost said it all. Like, I almost feel like I don't even need the cards, but let's see what the cards have to say for us. Sagittarius 2019, February general reading. What messages does Spirit have for Sagittarius in February 2019? What messages do we have for Sagittarius? Cards being a little difficult. All right, what messages do we have for Sagittarius? What messages do we have for Sagittarius? There we go, 1. 7 of Cups. You have lots of choices, and you're going to have to make choices and weed things out. 9 of Swords. There we go. What did I say, Sagittarius? You're going to have sleepless nights. You're thinking about too much. Look at all these choices you have. 7 of Cups. It could be a good thing. It could be a bad thing. It just, ooh, there's that cup. The glass is always full. So let's look at it positively, Sagittarius. You have a lot of things going for you right now. Your ruling planet, Jupiter, luck, it's on your side. You have things coming into your universe manifesting themselves for you. But you're over here, you're black. You're like, I don't know what to do with all this. It's all at once, and I gotta choose, and I don't have a lot of time to choose. Like, that's what I feel, and it's in all sectors of your life. It's mind, body, soul, spirit, just everything, and it's just all there, and it's at your fingertips, but you just don't know what to do with it all, and that's gonna cause you sleepless nights. Okay, trying to contemplate what to do, what's the best decision, because Sagittarius, we always want to do the right thing. And so people, a lot of times people are like, it's apple or an orange. Which do you want, apple or your orange? And Sagittarius is the one that's going to critically think about that, and it's going to be a big deal choosing between apple and orange. And you don't know. It's because this could also mean those deep wounds coming back to fruition and keeping you up at night. Could also be insomnia. He's holding his head. I don't know about you, but I'm a Sagittarian who obviously has been awakened. Obviously is going through an enlightenment. And let me tell you, I have some really hardcore headaches and migraines. So if you're someone who suffers from headaches, his hand is at his head. You can be getting nauseous and dizzy, and your head hurts. You're stressed. Kind of like that energy I was feeling. What messages do we have for Sagittarius in the month of February 2019? Messages for Sagittarius. Yeah. Those are some overwhelming cards to really start with. Here we go. 9 of Pentacles in reverse. So you got to be careful with your money right now, Sagittarius. Maybe some of the decisions you have to be making right now could be financial ones. Maybe you're looking into... maybe you're someone who's in school, you're trying to decide on your major. Maybe you're someone who has some job opportunities, but you don't know which one to pick, and it's keeping you up at night. But they're really important decisions because they have to do with your financial stability going forward, which for you may not have been going good. We've got the Two of Pentacles in reverse, which I'm really happy to see because to me the Two of Pentacles in the upright position shows a decision between two things being made. You're on unsteady waters, kind of like I was telling you about the metaphor of the fair ride, you know, that turbulent water, kind of that vortex of, ooh, you know, but it's in the upright. So you're finally going to be coming out of this funk. So don't worry, like it's going to be hard for a second. It's going to be a little bit of a roller coaster ride. But you're going to have to make decisions. And luckily, you know, you will be making a decision. You will be deciding, you know, what things to cut out of your life, what things are making you feel this energy of, whoa, unsturdy, not balanced. Like this card to me is the opposite of our card, Temperance, of balance. This is like the opposite when I see this card. And he kind of almost looks like the Fool to me, young and naive, like, and it in the reverse is really, really good. However, right after it is the Tower card. So like I was telling you in the beginning, I felt a really pull towards relationships too as well. And honestly, I'm going to be straightforward with you, Sagittarius. I felt like a lot of you in this month are really going to be severing ties, or there's going to be something that happens, a breakup, a big conversation, possibly a fight or an argument. And it's going to be based off things. It could be financial. In reason, maybe you're needing more financial stability from your partner or what have you. You could be having other choices. So maybe you are in a relationship, but you or the other person has options and it's keeping you up at night because you're not sure if you should stay or you should go, or it's them. Yeah, something's going on. Let's keep going. What other messages do we have for Sagittarius? What's the outcome for the month of February for Sagittarius? That one wanted to go. Yep, what did I say? I felt that air energy, that sword. And the Queen of Swords, man, she's a bee. She's that cutting crap out. And this is your energy. You know, you are cutting things out. You're deciding what you need to cut out. And then finally, after this, whatever that may be, maybe secrets are uncovering, maybe finally the straw that broke the camel's back, or maybe just whatever it is, you're just finally like, no, I'm done. I'm done with this. Maybe you've been feeling this way for a very long time. Like, I need to focus on what's good for me. I'm contemplating this relationship. I'm not feeling like the Nine of Pentacles. I'm not feeling, you know, successful or abundance or peaceful. I'm not feeling that, you know. You need to make a decision because I'm tired of this topsy-turvy lifestyle, this energy that I'm feeling. And you speak up for yourself and say, nope, it needs to be this or this. And then it's going to cause a fallout of some sorts, and you're finally gonna, but you're not gonna let it, whatever this is, you're not gonna let it overpower you. You're gonna like, nah, excuse me, Sagittarius here, no. Okay, that's that energy I was feeling. That was wanted to come right out. 10 of Cups in reverse. So again, Sagittarius, yeah. Maybe it is not the forever love that you thought it was. Maybe there's better out there. And honestly, with your outcome card being the Fool, it's time to start over, zero. Start from scratch. Start over again. Who are you? Because you thought you knew who you were, and it did not turn out the way you wanted it to be. And you need to cut some things out of your life. And maybe that idea of the 3D world, the perfect happily family, marriage, cottage, love, rainbows, it's not what it is. we want this. Of course we do. All of us do. Every sign, we want the happy ending. But what you have, if you're in a relationship, right, it is not this, unfortunately. And this is the hard decision that you're having to make. And I think you're going to make that decision based off of you're tired of how you're feeling. And all hell's going to break loose. And then you're going to be like, nah, I'm done. It's okay. I can be a single parent. It's okay. We could share. It's okay. I wasted 10 years, 20 years of my life with you. I'm middle-aged now. It's okay. Because I need a new me. I'm here for a reason. I'm on a certain path. And with all these cards, I was not on that path. I was anywhere but that path. I need to get clear. I need to find myself again. I need to get in that childlike feeling when I was young and youthful and I thought everything could be. So I can make better decisions for myself because Jupiter is here and it's bringing me luck, and I need to be my best self with no rose-colored glasses so I can make the best decisions for myself, because there's a big difference between me here and me here. I'm tired of being depressed. I'm tired of being sad. I'm tired of being stressed. I'm tired of being overwhelmed. I'm tired of being the one that has to make all the decisions and feeling stabbed in the back. I'm tired of these old wounds, depression, darkness. I want to be in the sun. I want to be in the light. I'm a Sagittarius. I want to be successful. I want to be happy. Okay? And this is you in the past, and you're tired of feeling this way. You want this. You need to get here. 0 to 9. Okay? But you can't get there. Can't get there with this. So you gotta put on your big girl pants. You gotta get, and you gotta cut things out. Gotta cut things out. We have no fire energy, no wands. Got some cups here, so some choices. Got some air sign. Got some earth sign. She could be dealing with an Aquarius, Libra. Aquarius, Libra. Earth sign, Virgo, Capricorn, Taurus. That's a major arcana, the Tower and the Fool. So interesting because the Tower, even though people, it could be a negative thing, shit's gonna happen, but after everything burns, there's only one way up, right? Starting over, recreating. So maybe this Tower is a blessing in disguise. Maybe it needs to happen. Maybe that shit just needs to burn, baby, burn. Needs to fall down because it's not working for you and it wasn't working. And in order, I think, for Sagittarius to finally move on or move forward for you, you gotta cut what's from the past out and start fresh. Bottom of the deck was the Emperor in reverse. Yeah. So I feel like, okay, it could be you. You could have felt like you had to be the Emperor. But in the reverse, you don't want to be that Emperor energy anymore. You don't want to be angry and upset and forceful anymore. You don't. That's why you want to cut things out so you can get here. However, when I first saw it, I really felt like it was the other person in your relationship or whoever you're with. That's you and the other person, okay? And it being in the reverse is you're cutting this Emperor out of your life. You're tired of that authoritative, everything's about me, narcissistic, large and in charge, destructive type man or woman in your life. And you're like, no, I'm a queen. I don't need you. I got my own throne and I'm cutting it out. We don't need to be together anymore. I could do it on my own. And so you cut that out. He don't feel or she don't feel like she's large in charge anymore. You just threw that king right on his butt. That's what I feel. Let's see what the Romance Angels Oracle cards have to say by Doreen. Sagittarius, if you're in I don't really get a feeling of singleness at the Sagittarius reading at all. So it is a general reading, so it's not gonna resonate with anybody, but I'm getting like an irritating vibe. Like, I just feel you're irritated. You're sick and tired of something. And if you're in a relationship, I just feel like we've come towards the end of the relationship. Whatever relationship this is, no matter how long you've been in it, this reading is towards the ending, the conclusion. Remember that word, conclusion, breakthrough, disruption, yeah, finality we talked about, right? Meeting of the minds, like, yeah. I'm sorry, not a very happy Valentine's Day reading for you, Sagittarius. But again, it may not resonate with all of you. So if you're a Sagittarius watching and you're in a happy relationship, or you're happily married, or you're single and you're like, this has nothing to do with me, that's cool. Like, there's tons of other readings, and maybe another one will resonate with you, because thousands of people watching, you're not going to hit the hammer on the head for everyone. All right. What messages do we have for Sagittarius regarding love for February 2019? When I'm shuffling these cards, I just, the vibe, the energy is like, eh. Okay. Sagittarius in love for February 2019. Sagittarius in love. Let's get 3. Clarify. What is the situation regarding Sagittarius in love? Chaotic, chaos. Yep, that tower. Ooh. Chaotic, chaos, that tower. Ooh. The card flips out, lands right on the tower. Just saying. Forgiving and learning. As you release and heal the past, you experience more love in your present moments. Yep. You're going to be letting go of something, Sagittarius. And this relationship was karmatic. Could have been. I'm not denying that maybe it was a soulmate, perhaps. However, this relationship was one that you needed to learn for this next journey that you're going on to. You've learned something from this. And it may not be right now, but you're going to learn to forgive. And that's that part of that healing that you need. So you can have love in the future. So you can actually have this, because it didn't turn out that way this time. And if you look at this picture, it's someone's like on their hands and knees pleading, and the person up here is like consoling them. They have one hand on them, but one hand on themselves. But the look on his face is of like, okay. Kind of like, when you break up with somebody and they're begging, please don't go, and you're trying to console them, but it's that awkward feeling, but you got to move on. And it's like the angels up here like in his ear, like, you are making the right decision. This is really, like, the imagery is just uncomfortable. But yeah, this was definitely a learning experience for you. And I think you'll replay the tower, whatever that was in your life right now, whatever that falling out was, and you're going to learn from it. And I think for this person, they've probably done things to you, and part of that process is releasing that and healing. Okay. What other messages do we have for Sagittarius in February 2018? Codependency, yeah. This relationship was not the healthiest. Addictions are affecting your romantic life. So maybe this person, was codependent on a multitude of things. Drugs, alcohol, women, you know, tons of things. And they chose it over you, or you had sleepless nights over them, or you always felt like you weren't quite sure where your relationship was. And because of that, it took that stability and financial stability away from you in the relationship. Yeah, and I don't feel like it's you. I feel like it's this person. Codependency. And look, they're like begging for you back when you say no, only because they're so used to it. And the fact that you're finally cutting it off and saying no means no, I'm done. These feelings are going to resurface, but you're going to analyze it, and you're going to forgive and learn from this situation. You're going to forgive them because ultimately the way that they are is a lot, not because of them, but because of things in their life, things in their soul's journey that they have not yet dealt with or figured out or even recognized, and their addictions get in the way of it. But your angels are telling you you need to let this go. Let's get one more for Sagittarius. So pretty darn close to the energy I was feeling. That's too many to flip. Let's get one more for Sagittarius in love in February 2019. Sagittarius in love. Sagittarius in love. Okay. It wants to, my friend. So engagement card came in the reverse, right next to the 10 of Cups, upside down. So if you were engaged to this person, you've called the engagement off. Or I'm feeling like maybe this person never committed to you, and that was another reason why you had to cut them loose, is because you wanted this and they weren't providing that to you. Maybe you wanted to be engaged and they just weren't doing that for you. They weren't committing. Your love life is ascending to a higher level of commitment. In the reverse, it's not ascending to a higher level. Yeah, this relationship is not ascending to a higher level of commitment. They were not committing to you, possibly because they had issues. They were only in the codependent relationship to get their needs met. But it's time for, like I was saying earlier in the intuitive reading, like you're going to finally voice your opinions, and they're not going to like it. You're going to finally say, if I don't get X, Y, and Z, and I remember I said this just earlier, then I'm done. And I feel like you do that, and because this person has addictions and they're codependent, it's gonna blow up. You may need to have people by you. I feel like this could be an abusive relationship as well. Like, this partner is very much of emperor, and you're gonna knock him on his ass, and he's gonna try to beg. Sagittarius, just make sure you're safe. Yeah. But just know that this wasn't the one, sweetheart. And I'm sorry. But yeah. It's good though. This is good for you. It's gonna be hard. It's gonna be hard. But it's not going where you need to. And then over here, the last card is the honeymoon card. Enjoy the bliss of holiday time together. And I don't think it has anything to do with these three cards and your significant other or the person you're in a relationship with. It fell over here by the Fool. And I think this honeymoon time is for you, Sagittarius. I don't think this is necessarily like you're honeymooning with the loved one again and it's all going to be gravy. No. You need a honeymoon with yourself, because you know what? Your love for yourself is its own relationship. And you are important. And so you need to take some time for yourself to rediscover yourself. What is it that you like and you love, and what's your passion, and what things didn't go well that you never want to see or feel or hear again. And what is that now love? What does it look like now for you? Because I think that definition has probably changed for you some. Okay. And I love this picture. You know, it's like Venice. You're on the water. You're under the moon. But notice there's an angel in the boat, and it's guiding your direction. So kind of like I was saying earlier, is that you may not understand why things happen the way they do, but just know that your angels are always by you, and that whatever story that's written for your soul's journey is what it's supposed to be. And just trust your higher self, trust the higher being, whatever you believe in. They're bringing everything out for you the way it should be, because you need to learn from it. Yeah, very karmatic. I feel as though for some Sagittarians, you may have put this love in your life on purpose before you came. This was something that you needed to go through and learn. Yeah. Interesting. Interesting, Sagittarius. All right. Let's close shop with the Work Your Light Oracle card. What are some last messages, overall themes that Sagittarius needs to think about for February 2019 going forward, and with this love right here, this story that we have? What messages do you have for Sagittarius? What messages? Messages for Sagittarius. Let's get 3. Messages for Sagittarius. Bring me 3. Sagittarius. 3 messages. Sagittarius. Sagittarius. Okay. First one is Inner Temple, Devotion. Tune into the portal of your heart. Okay. So, I think this has to do with yourself. You need to devote time, honeymoon with yourself. Moon. Water. I think you need to devote, love yourself, tune into your heart, ask it what it really needs and wants at this time in your life. It shows a woman mirroring herself. So like I was saying, your 3D self, your higher self. Meditation may help. Maybe listening to calm music. Maybe watching the stars or the moon. Tune into yourself. The Priestess. How are you being called to step up and lead? Okay, and it was in the reverse, meaning whatever situation you were in relationship-wise, I think was blocking the High Priestess in you and being able to see your calling. But now that spiritual self is really developing for you, Sagittarius. And so you're having to question yourself of how are you going to step up a lead and be a leader for your own life? You know, how are you going to be the queen of your own life? Beautiful. And lastly, get grounded. And it was in the reverse. So like I was saying, you know, you were feeling like this is starting to turn over. I said earlier it was kind of like the opposite of temperance. It's really important that you now start to ground yourself. Maybe go out in nature. Again, meditation is key. It's kind of steering you towards self-time, reflecting inward, quiet time, be out in nature. You know, you have some spirituality signs. You know, it has all the chakras aligned. So doing some realignment, meditating. Empaths, highly sensitive, connect with nature. So for you Sagittarians in this situation, I feel that you are empathic. You're awakening and you haven't been grounded. This relationship has not been good for you because it's actually done the opposite. It's made you not step up and lead. It's made you not take time for yourself and tune into what your heart really needs. It's not made you grounded. It's made you do the opposite because this person has been so codependent on you and not fulfilling a commitment with you. And you've been spending more time dealing with them and the situation than yourself. Like, who's taking care of you at the end of the day? Because we can't pour from an empty cup. Even if it appears like it's full. You have to feel full, and I don't feel Sagittarius has felt this way. Bottom card was trust the niggle. What is the niggling feeling trying to tell you? It's time to let go. Almost kind of reminds me of the death card, starting over again. What is your higher self trying to tell you? Gosh, Sagittarius, such an inquisitive reading. Oh! And I'm a Sagittarius too, so it's really deep. Deep, Sagittarius. Well, I hope this reading has resonated with you. If it does, please like, share, subscribe, comment below, send me a private message, and let me know how this all parallels to your life, your relationships. Sagittarius, this is a month for love, but this is a month for self-love. You need to be focusing on yourself for the next big journey for you, for your soul's purpose. All right? So I hope you enjoyed. I hope Spirit brought you some really good revelations and messages. I feel like this reading for Sagittarius was jam-packed with tons of messages. Tons of messages. And it's almost a story that it tells itself. So again, if you're interested in private readings, one-on-one, information will be in the description box below. You can send your inquiries to FollowYourArrowTarot@gmail.com. Please also follow Your Arrow Tarot on Facebook and Instagram. And share this with other Sagittarians who you feel the message might resonate with. Again, have a blessed February, Sagittarians, sending you love, light, and all that's good in the world to you. Have a blessed day.